In this video, we're going to take a look at virtual chalking. The OPSCOM system allows us to chalk vehicles such that we can determine how long a vehicle has been parked at a given location. Chalking is necessary when, say, we have payment terminals and we need to allow the users to be able to go and make payment. So they park their car and then we're going to allow them 15 minutes to make payment and return to put the tag on their dash or just to make payment in a paperless setup. Also, in some cases, maybe the location has free 1 hour or 2 hour parking, in which case we can chalk vehicles and come back at a later time to make sure that payment has been made or those vehicles have left. In the case of setting up for chalking, under System Settings, we can scroll all the way down and we can see here there are some plate reader settings. So basically the plate reader is the mobile validation system where cameras are mounted on the roof of the car. And here we can see that there is an auto chalk. So that auto chalk option, as we're passing vehicles, the camera is taking a picture of those plates and recording that information and auto chalking vehicles that aren't supposed to be there or don't have valid permits. In the case of auto chalking, it will also notify if a vehicle has been there longer than whatever the designated grace period is. And so there will be an audible alarm and the patrol would be able to issue a violation. If we continue to scroll down here, we can see that there's time until chalked vehicle is in violation. By default, that's 20 minutes. So that's a global setting. It is possible for the system administrator on the web portal to set the grace period to be certain values on each of the different lots. But in this case, the grace period is 20 minutes. That's the default. So if a lot doesn't have a grace period, then this would be the default that would be used. The chalk units is something that would just simply display whether or not it's meters or it's feet. So as an example would be, they're 3 meters from the location or they're 9 feet from the location. So we'd be able to change that as well. So if we go back into the vehicle search area, and we were to do a search, so if we searched for a vehicle that I know has been chalked, and we bring up that information, we can see here that this vehicle has been chalked 7 minutes ago and 7 meters from our current location. So no audible alarm is sounded because it's less than 20 minutes. We can click in to see what that looks like. So if we go to our virtual chalk details, we can see here the information that's presented to us includes a comment as well as details about the plate and a picture. We can click on the picture and actually see the context image so we can see what this vehicle is. Generally, when we're chalking, we try to get some of the background into the picture so that we can determine whether or not this vehicle has been moved. In some cases, maybe you would just take a picture of the tire and determine that based on the stem position as to whether or not the vehicle has moved. You'll notice as well on the bottom of the image that it's stamped with a time. And the reason for that is that this image, when we do end up having to give this vehicle a violation, this chalk image is included as part of the violation record. And the system is automatically timestamping this image so that we would see that, at whatever it was, 7 minutes ago, this image was taken and then a violation is issued, say 20 minutes into the future, an hour into the future. We would have that continuity of data. So if we go back, you can see that it's also on a map. So you can see that it's actually, the dot shows where the violation, where the chalking has happened. So that's how it's able to determine. So the distance, that's based on the GPS location. When we're recording chalk information, obviously we can record the plate type, as well as the province or state, where it was located or where it's located, and a private comment. All of those details you can see are in the little snapshot on the map. In the case of using the plate reader system and that mobile setup, what's happening is it's automatically chalking. It's just simply chalking the plate, the GPS location, and the time. Welcome back. Let's do a search for that plate that we had chalked earlier. So we notice the audible alarm this time, and we can see that the chalk time is now 29 minutes. It's still at the current location, so the car hasn't moved, or the vehicle hasn't moved. So now we're able to issue a violation to this vehicle. If we wanted to, again, we can go in and we can take a look at the virtual chalk information, but it's the same information that we had looked at earlier with the picture. And so if we go back, let's issue a violation. So now if we go to issue a violation on this vehicle, and we won't get into actually issuing a violation. I'm bringing us here just to show that the image is currently attached to this violation. So now when we save this violation, the chalking image is included. And we can see that the timestamp is the timestamp at the time of which this was recorded. So now if we wanted to, we could take another picture by clicking the camera icon and have that also associated with this violation record. On the search interface, we could also drill into the details. So if we wanted to, we can select details. There's no permits on file. There are some past violations which we could check on, but there are also past chalking records. So this record represents our current chalk record, and that's the image that we've just been looking at. And I know that if we scroll down just a little bit, this one here appears different in that it has a red box. When it has a red box around the plate, that means that it was an automatic plate reader read. So in that case, the plate reader is saying, hey, I found a plate here, and it did the automatic chalking. So in the case of what we've been looking at manual chalking, where again, if we go back and we take a look at any of these other images, we can see that there is no red box, and it was in fact a user taking a picture of the vehicle. So the functionality is exactly the same. It's just that in the case of the plate reader, it's an automated process. Thanks for watching.